Hello folks, I recently got my hands on an OBDeleven OBD2 scanner for the Audi TT. In fact, it's compatible with most fairly modern VW Audi group cars. That includes Skoda, Seat, VW, Audi, Porsche, Lamborghini even. You can check compatibility for your particular car on their website. Basically, you've got this tiny little scanner, which I'm showing you a little unboxing of now. Plug that into your OBD2 port, download an app to your mobile phone. The app's available on the App Store and the Google Play Store. Log in and off you go. Your phone then connects to that little dongle and Bob's your uncle. So the newer the car, the more you can do, and OBDeleven was the first one to come out with SFD protection, which means you can use it on cars that are even 2020 onwards, so the very newest cars. What's really useful for are things like diagnostic scans. You can program things into the car, actually code things into the car, and you can also sometimes unlock different features depending on your particular car and the features built into it but not yet activated. There are subscriptions with it. I'm not going to go into the pricing of them because in your region they may be different, and of course I want this video to be watched in years to come, so I would say just go into it, have a look into it, and all the pricing will be clear for you to see, and you can choose something that suits your needs. Let's get on to the main content just after you've given this video a thumbs up and subscribed if you haven't already done so. There is a link to one of these, by the way, in the video description, so please click on that and it helps support the channel. Thanks very much. I have got the engine running because I'm a bit worried about the battery going flat on me. So I've plugged it in. It's now asking me to connect. This is the first time I've done this, by the way. Firmware updates available for your device. Okay, we'll do that. It will take up to 2 minutes. And then select digital content you would like to add to this account. So it's the Pro plan. So this device I got is the OBDeleven Pro pack. So it comes with that Pro pack. It's now asking me which car I've got. And I've got a 2006 to 2008 TT. It's detected that it's a TT. And it's the coupe. So we're just setting off the scan now, and I'll just chat to you while we're doing that. This being a 2007 model, it's going to have far fewer customizable features than you would get in, say, a 2014 TT, 2015 TT. And that's simply because older cars don't have quite so much technology on them. We are going to get some fault codes on this, by the way, because of the electrical work I've had done. But a couple of car systems, especially all the stuff around the stereo, has actually been deactivated because essentially it's been completely rewired. So I know we're going to get fault codes on this, but that's quite a good thing because it means I get to show you some fault codes. This is one of the great things with this device. Not only with some cars can you customize certain things, you can diagnose your own faults, and that sometimes means you'll be able to get the parts yourself and even do a repair yourself, even with very limited knowledge. If you do need to get a professional in, you can at least tell them which fault codes you've got coming up, and that will save you a diagnostic fee. Could be 60 quid to diagnose a fault. Obviously your mechanic you might need to book in, or the garage you go to you might need to book in, might not be massively convenient. If you can diagnose the faults on your drive, or at least get a really good steer as to what the faults are, then you're halfway there really, aren't you? Okay, so it's saying 17 problems. Okay, so we've got incorrect immobilizer key. So I've had a new key made for this, and the transponder doesn't seem to work on it. It did, and then it stopped. So that's fine, we know about that one. Power supply terminal 30, voltage too low. I think terminal 30 is the one for the stereo. So again, we know about that. What else have we got? Nothing else in the engine control unit. Air conditioning, which is currently blowing nice cold air at me. Fresh air blower, again, it's nothing. When they come up as green faults, it tends to mean they're kind of nothing. Gateway, right, so the gateway, there were loads of issues with gateways. We actually replaced a couple of gateway control units in the car, but there are all sorts of issues with gateways. So digital sound system, that one's obviously not being used, and that's being bypassed, and the nav system is being bypassed, so we don't need to worry about any of those. And radio, and again data bus infotainment, we're not using any of that because we've wired in our own system. So I'm just going to go through and clear some of these sort of pointless faults. Oh, I nearly messed my trousers there. The car's got 86,000 miles on it, and it said 138,000 here. That's kilometers rather than miles, so I can keep my trousers. So now we've got some of the apps. Now this is the interesting bit. So this is where in some cars you can change some fairly significant parts of what you see. So you've got the comfort menu display. We can enable extra vehicle settings and information in the multifunctional vehicle display. So that's here in this center little display between the two dials. I can see it's already on, so someone's already done it on this car. So one of the options here, I'm not going to turn this on, but you can actually code the car so that the indicators come on. All you do is literally select it, hit change value, and it codes it into the car. Emergency braking lights. So during hard braking, the lights will blink several times per second to warn the vehicles behind. So you see this in modern cars, don't you? Where you slam on the brakes to do an emergency stop, and it flashes the rear lights to give the car behind sort of strong signal that you have just put the anchors on in quite a serious way. Lock unlock acoustic confirmation. So that literally just beeps the horn when you lock and unlock the car. I'm not going to do that because the neighbours won't like it. And you literally just come up there, hit change value, and it codes it into the car, and it works. It's as simple as that. Auto lock and unlock. This is currently on, but this is where the locks engage as soon as the car's doing 15 kilometers an hour. You can, so I could turn that off if I wanted to. I don't want to. Headlight washer, turn on or off the headlight system. I don't think I've got headlight washer system on this car. Electric spoiler, so I've got an electric spoiler on this car. You can just choose to have that switched on or off. So this is stuff that you might be able to do manually in the car, but you can't leave it on. Turn lights as daytime running lights, we've seen that really. Then you've got retrofits. So this car's got traditional headlights. If I wanted to upgrade that to LED lights, or I wanted to change the footwell lights, they run at a different voltage, and they actually need to be coded into the car. So you do that here. Very, very simple stuff. And then we've got workshop functions. So the oil service reset, okay? So if you do a service yourself, or you've had your car serviced and it hasn't been reset, you might still get a warning indicator coming up. This one didn't have an issue anyway, but I am going to go ahead and reset it because we have just done oil and filter on this and quite a few other bits and bobs. I didn't take it to a garage to get it done. I had a mobile mechanic do it, and he hasn't reset anything. That's it, it's done. Click on change value and it's done. You can also do the same thing for like the full inspection. Plenty of things you can do on this. Obviously this is an old car, so there's not too much I can do on it in terms of retrofit and upgrades of functions and things. If you've got a newer car, it might be that you can turn on things like Bluetooth for your phone if the wiring's already in place. If you've got powered door mirrors, it might be that you can get them to fold in automatically when you lock the car. There's tons of features that you can enable in modern cars that you can't in an old car like this. But it's a great piece of kit. So although you can't do tons of customizing on an older car, the great thing is when you've got an older car, sometimes you get in a car and it won't work or something. Have this tiny little device hanging on your key ring, diagnose the fault yourself, possibly clear the fault yourself, get home, get it dealt with properly. But that can get you out of a number of jams, and it can stop you sitting around by the roadside waiting for the AA in certain circumstances. Just scratch the surface of what you can do with this thing in this video because I am in such an old car. But really a quick Google will tell you all you need to know, and if you can do the thing that you're particularly looking to do on your particular car. But well worth the investment. They start at about 50 quid. The other thing just to note is don't panic when you plug it in and you get a load of errors. Those green errors probably don't mean anything to you, and indeed some of the red ones, like the first one we saw was an issue around the key, and that actually results in about 5 errors, and the course of action to fix it is the same. A, I use a different key, and B, the guy that supplied me the key will come and recode it for me. It's a really, really simple thing, but that triggers errors in a number of areas. And then, as you saw, because we've changed the stereo over and we've bypassed some of the car's systems, it doesn't see anything where it should see the Audi stereo when it's plugged in. Well, that's not really connected, so it's not seeing that. So that triggered some errors, but they're all green errors because they don't stop you from driving. They're not a safety problem, not going to make the car break down. And with those more serious errors, you know, you can go deep into it and get your diagnostic codes. You can just clear the codes quite often so that you can make your journey and deal with it at a more convenient time. So brilliant piece of kit, go and check it out. As I said, link in the video description and pinned as a top comment. I've also done a little piece on this on my website, notaguru.co.uk, just a little blog post. So go and check that out, see what you think, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this one a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow me on the social medias. Links to all those in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.